Hi, everyone. I just wanted to introduce this little part of the lesson on the legal, moral, and ethical decision-making that happens in schools. I wanted to share with you, let's see if I can bring up this little pyramid. I wanted to talk to you about the difference between, and I'm hoping that you can see this, put it kind of right in the middle of things. And let's see if I can make it a little bigger for you. I wanted you to see this little pyramid. We talk about the moral, ethical, and legal issues of education or of actually any interactions in life, as though sometimes they're the same thing, and they're really not. So let's take a look at this pyramid. The big broad base of it really is the moral base of the way we live, the way we think, the decisions we make. And really this comes from our private life, our personal consequences. What's right, what's wrong, what should or should not be, and what I will act on and what I won't act on. There are many, many things covered under the morality. It's bigger and broader than the other two are. Essentially the moral basis of your life comes from sometimes your religious teachings, sometimes just your family teachings. Society has certain morals that become ingrained in us as we are socialized. And so those are really the basis of kind of our gut reaction to things. Ethical decisions really have to do with our professional life. They relate to expectations that others have of us as we perform in our job. How should we conduct ourselves? A great example is where we're in conflict right now could be our President Donald Trump. Maybe I shouldn't bring this up, but there are people who believe that in his professional life, he hasn't behaved ethically. A lot of times ethics stem from moral beliefs, but they're more often connected with the way you're seen in the public eye as you act officially. And then we get to the legal issues. The legal issues really are in society. What are the rules? What are the regulations with penalties and consequences? And often they're based on moral and ethical principles, but other times they're not necessarily. So let's just talk briefly about, let's say you're a Christian. Your moral foundation is Christian. You believe in following the tenets and the teachings of Jesus Christ. You believe that you're supposed to behave in a certain way and exemplify that life, and you're also supposed to let people know that you're a Christian. So that moral underpinning as a teacher is there for you. However, ethically, you are not supposed to proselytize for Christianity. You are, in fact, supposed to probably regard every religion dispassionately and to be able to present each religion in a neutral tone. That's the ethical expectation, that you'll fully explore and present ideas so that students can make up their own minds about how they want to interact with those ideas. So as a Christian, even though you have this whole moral basis in Christianity and the idea that you're supposed to spread the word and you're supposed to live as an example of Christ's teachings, ethically in school, you are bound to be dispassionate about that and neutral. And legal follows ethical, because legally you are not supposed to proselytize for any religion in school. And legally, if your curriculum demands that you teach about Islam, about Judaism, about Hinduism, about a variety of religions, you are supposed to present them all equally, not presenting them as though one were right, the other's wrong, one superior, the other's less superior. You're supposed to look at them very academically, shall we say. So that's an example of the different levels at which a teacher might present information or might be presented with these kinds of differences. You can look at the bottom of this and consider these transgressions and figure out where they fit on the pyramid. So infidelity, is that a moral issue, an ethical issue, or a legal issue? Well, legally, it is not illegal to be unfaithful to your wife. In your professional life, it may or may not have an impact, depending on what your profession is. If you're a minister, I think that ethically it would have quite an impact. But in other job venues, not so much. Morally, however, there may be a huge impact for you. Okay, speeding, driving 70 in a 55-mile zone on a deserted straightaway. A lot of us have done this before. So morally, is it wrong? Probably not, except that you're breaking the law. Ethically, if you're a teacher and you're supposed to exemplify good citizenship, I suppose we could make the case that this is ethically wrong, but legally it is wrong. So the major area of that this falls under would be legality. Look at the others. Plagiarism, not attributing the original author, pretending like somebody else's ideas are your own. In other words, stealing somebody else's ideas. Well, morally, that's wrong. Professionally, especially if you're an academic or a journalist, ethically, that's absolutely wrong. And legally, if you've actually stolen and profited by somebody else's ideas, yeah, that could be wrong legally too. And then I'll let you think about the others. Cheating, giving a pirated copy of a test to a friend. Moral, ethical, or legal. And underage drinking. Ignoring the student you see buying beer at the Circle K. Moral issue, ethical issue, legal issue. And what about a relationship online? Developing a personal relationship with a student. Is that morally wrong, ethically wrong, or legally wrong? So I want you to think about these things. And as we get into this next section, you're going to be looking at standards for teachers. You're going to be looking at codes of conduct. You're going to be looking at the law, in fact, in relation to teacher behaviors. And so think about these levels of what levels of behavior that we expect are, and what are your expectations? Are they moral expectations, ethical, or legal? And where do these things fit together? So keeping these things in mind, this is just for you to take a look at and to think about. I'll give you section, I think it's assignment 3 that you're working on now. Thanks, you guys. Let me stop sharing. End the meeting.